Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play. So in today's episode I finally want to get round to building a wither farm. It's something that I've wanted to do for a long time and I've had this world quite a while now, so I think it's about time that I finally build one. And it actually took me a while to find a nether fortress to build this thing in, because I wanted to find one that was over a lava lake like this, and that just increases the rates of the farm. I brought a few shulker boxes full of stone here. I'm just going to turn this all into half slabs and I'm going to start slabbing the area. So I'm going to try get up high, down low. I'm going to try and half slab all of the fortress as well, apart from the place where I'm going to build the farm. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this off camera, so I'll do a quick jump cut, and when I'm back most of this area should be covered in slabs. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time slabbing some of the area here, and I slabbed all of the nether fortress. I think there's still a little bit to go, but I think I got most of the spots for now. So I spent a while last night trying to design a farm that only produces wither skeletons and none of the other mobs, but I don't think that's possible on Bedrock Edition, so I just went ahead and followed a tutorial for this farm instead. So if anyone wants to go check it out, I'll leave a link down in the description, and it's from Playz. So I'm going to build this farm on camera now, but if you need any more detail about how to build it or anything, definitely just go check out his video, because he'll explain everything much better than I'm going to do. But anyway, the first thing to do is to find out where the mobs are going to spawn. So to do this, you just need to put some glass panes one block above the nether fortress across all of the pathways. So you can do it around here, over there. I started over there, and I did it all of the way down to there. And I also did it over here. There was a few spots where mobs could spawn over here, but I decided just to use those two spots there. Maybe in the future I'll build another one much bigger than this, but for now I've got two different spawning spots right here. So to find out where the mobs are going to spawn, you need to get an AFK platform about 30 blocks away from the glass area. So that AFK platform is exactly 30 blocks away from the centre here. Then you'll see some mobs start to spawn over here in the glass. So you can see I've got 3 glass panes along here, and I've got some mobs spawning right there and some right there. So what I want to do next is just kill the mobs, and there's quite a few here, and I actually got a wither skull there. I think this is the 4th wither skull I've got from this farm already. And over here, and there's another one right there as well. So I've already got 5 wither skulls from this farm, and I've not even started building it yet. So once you've killed the mobs, you can just place 4 blocks here just so you know where they spawned. So mine was spawning in this spot right here, and then this spot right there as well. And then you might just want to go to your AFK spot again, just 30 blocks away, and then just make sure that this is where the mobs were spawning. So go over there for like 30 seconds, and then come back and see if there's mobs in these spots again. Okay, so now I've found the 2 spawning areas. I've just removed the glass, I don't need that anymore. And I just thought I'd mention that in the tutorial, the guy only did 1 of these, but I'm going to do 2. I think it'll be a little bit more efficient to have 2, and they're quite close to each other. So when I AFK over there, they're both in distance at the same time, so I'm hoping I can get slightly better rates than the guy did in the tutorial. But anyway, what you want to do next is find which 2 blocks are pointing to the south. So to do that, you just place a sunflower down, so a piece of dirt and a sunflower on top, and this will point to the east. So if you turn to the right, that is the south right there. As you can see, this is pointing to the east there, so that must be the south in that direction. So that means that these 2 blocks right here are pointing to the south. So what I'm going to do is place 2 blocks on top, and then 2 glass blocks on top of those. And this does have to be glass blocks right here. You just break the bottom blocks, you don't need them. And this is where the mobs are going to spawn. So now I'm going to dig down by 4 blocks here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The same on this side as well. And if you don't know how the spawning mechanics work on Bedrock Edition, if something tried to spawn on those 2 blocks right there, if I filled in the space around here so there was nowhere else for it to get pushed to, the mobs would try to spawn there and they would fall straight down into the hole there. So that's how this farm works pretty much. So what I'm going to do here is have a trident killer down there. So once the mobs try to spawn in, they're just going to fall straight down into the trident killer. And then they're going to get killed by the tridents. And I'm going to be over there holding my looting free sword. And I will get looting free on all of the mob drops, even though I'm not killing them with my sword. Okay, so now I've just built up by a few blocks up here, I'm pretty sure nothing's going to get out, like any blazes or anything. I'm just going to place some glass blocks above here just in case. And I will also go and get some half slabs and put some half slabs around here as well. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing for this little spawning area here as well. But this one's going to be a little bit harder because it's right above the lava. But once I've done this, I'm somehow going to have to get underneath all of this and try to build a trident killer and the storage system. So I'm just going to do a little bit of work off camera and then I'll be back. Okay, so I made a little bit of progress here. I've made a bit of a platform just underneath. I do need to make this spawn proof eventually, but for right now I'm just going to use some stone bricks. So I stayed at the AFK spot for about 20 seconds, had a few blaze in there, I think 2 wither skeletons and 2 blaze in here as well. So if I just break these blocks, you can see that the platform's up there, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks below, and this is where I'm going to put the trident killer right here. So I need to clear a little bit of space around here to fit the trident killer in. I think this should be enough space right here. I'm just going to go and get some materials to do this quickly. So this should be quite simple. Just place a piston there, a piston there, a piston there, and one there. So now I need to get the observers to go all of the way around, and this is kind of the hard part because I need to get them all to face in the right direction. Place an observer going there, and then there, and one into this piston, one there. I just need to do this all of the way around. I might need a little bit more space above here. And the final 2 into that piston right there, and then 1 into that one. And now if I can get back out of here. So now once I power this piston here, or power any of the pistons, it just makes an infinite loop. So it's pretty simple to make these. What I'm going to do now is go get a trident, and I need to fill in a few blocks around here. So I don't actually have many tridents anymore because my trident farm broke. So I'm just going to throw 1 in here and 1 in this one. And maybe one day if I get another trident farm, I'll come back and put some more in here. So now the trident's in there, I can just fill this up with glass. And I'm going to leave this one here just with a half slab, and this is just so you can get the XP out of here once you come over here from being AFK. So I'm going to turn this thing on, and then I'm just going to fly over here and stay AFK for about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to see what kind of drops are down there. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes. I'm just going to come down here. You can see it working here with the blaze getting killed by the trident. I'm quickly just going to turn it off, and we'll jump in here and see what loot's in there. So it doesn't look like there's any witherheads, but there's plenty of coal. Yeah, there were no witherheads there. But you can see it is working fine here, so I need to copy this onto this other side as well. So I also need a way to collect the items down here. So to do this, I'm just going to place a chest for now. I will change this later on. Place a hopper into the chest, and then some rails on top of the hopper, a minecart there, and then just break this rail right there. So now the items from the trident kill, which is right above here, will get picked up by this hopper minecart and then go into this chest. And then I'll just place a few blocks around here just so the minecart doesn't move. And that's the storage system sorted. So now I just need to do the exact same over on this side. It's going to be a little bit harder because this is above lava, but it shouldn't take too long. So I'll just go ahead and do this off camera, and then I'll be back once I've done that. So I got the other trident killer set up here, and I just left them running for 5 minutes while I stayed AFK over there. And I'm quickly just going to head down below and check how many skulls I've got. I've got 1 in this chest and 3 in this chest, so 4 overall in about 5 minutes. That's not too bad, like a skull a minute almost. But I am having a little bit of a problem with some magma blocks or magma cubes. They keep spawning somewhere around here. I think they might be spawning on that block. But I have half slabbed all of this bit, so they shouldn't be spawning anywhere. I think these are the only blocks they could spawn on, but I'm not really sure if they can because of the lever. But I'll see if I can sort this problem out anyway. So now the farm's finished here, I need to set up a storage system. So I somehow need to get all of the items from down here upwards. I would usually use a bubble elevator, but you can't do that in a nether of course, so I'm going to have to find a different way to do that. And I want to have a storage room along here for all of the different items. So I want to store the coal, the bones and the blaze rods, the wither skulls of course as well. I don't really care about the arrows and of course all of these swords and stuff are just going to go into lava or something like that. So I'm going to set up a storage room up here. I don't really have any ideas at the moment, so I'll probably just go onto a creative world and mess around with some designs for a while. I'll come back over here and build it, and I'll show you the finished project. Okay, so I'm back for a quick progress update here, and I've pretty much finished this room. I just need to do all of the redstone behind, and then I've got a few little details, like I need to put some quartz stairs up here, and I need some blackstone pressure plates down on the floor, and this will just stop things from spawning. And if you watched my Guardian farm a few episodes ago now, you'll realise that this is quite a similar design to the storage room I did in that farm, but I've just changed the blocks out, so I've got quartz and blackstone and redstone brick instead of the prismarine blocks. But the reason I wanted to record this clip quickly here is just to show this and ask if there's any better way to do this. So this is where the items come up from down below. You can see the dropper through that glass there. And I didn't really know how to pick up the items, so I've just put a minecart hopper here. And I'm just going to show you how this works. So I'll throw a few blocks down this hole. That glass went down, I'll just throw a few of these down as well. And these should get picked up and they all should float up to the top here like this. And then the minecart hopper picks them up, takes them over here. They get sucked up by these hoppers, and then they start going along the hopper line. So I've got a few redstone filters set up here as well. So this one is for blaze rods, that one's blaze rods as well. So all 5 of these are going to be blaze rods. If I go over here, I think these are magma creams in here. So those items should have gone all the way to the end right here for now. But this has to go all the way around and then to these 3 sets of chests as well. But yeah, I just wanted to know if there's any better way to do this in a minecart hopper going like this. I tried to use a normal hopper, but the items would get stuck underneath. And of course you can't use water because I'm in the nether. So I just wanted to know if there's any better way to pick up the items or transport them from here. Okay, so I'm back for the final update on this farm for today's episode. And you can see it working here. It's producing quite a lot of wither skulls and blaze rods and everything. And it's also producing a little bit of magma cream, so I decided to set up a filter for this as well. It doesn't produce much, but it'll be useful over time. But I'm having a little bit of an issue, as you can see here, where somehow magma cubes find their way down here to where the dropper is, and then they can't get out, and I don't think they can despawn if they're there, unless I fly quite far away. So I just don't know what to do about this because it's taking up the mob cap, and I've tried adding extra blocks around the chamber up above and that's not doing anything, and it's definitely not spawnable down there. It's all either got redstone or a slab on top, so they're definitely not spawning down there. I think they're spawning in the chamber and then somehow like glitching down there, but I definitely need to find a way to sort this out because it's affecting the rates of the farm. But anyway, that's pretty much this farm complete now. I still need to do the entrance, so for right now I just kind of fly up here in between the hoppers and the slabs. But once I've finished my nether hub, which I still haven't really started yet, I'm going to do a big tunnel from the nether hub all the way to the entrance here. And that's going to be quite a big project, so I'm not going to be doing that for a while. So for right now I'm just going to keep flying out here, but one day I will have a better entrance here. And if I quickly just head above, you can see that I've got 2 item filters for all of the different drops here. So there's blaze, magma creams, I think this one is coal here, so I've got 2 for coal, and then 2 wither skulls in here. Then the final one is the bones, which is going to be useful for bone meal. And you can see that I've gone around here and tried to half slab as much as I can. I don't think there's any spawnable spaces, I haven't seen anything spawn up here yet, but I keep checking it out just to see if I can find anything spawning. Because if there's one spawnable spot, then the rates of the farm drop, and I think that's actually a spawnable spot right there. That's my old AFK area, so I'm quickly just going to break this slab and put one on top of there, so nothing can spawn on there either. And I've also got some glass on top of all of the hoppers here. This is to stop spawns, but also to stop the hoppers from causing lag. So I read up this, I don't know if it's actually true or not, but apparently if the hoppers don't have any blocks on top, the hoppers are always searching for items to pick up above them, and if you've got quite a lot of hoppers like I do here, apparently it causes lag, so I just thought I'd put some glass blocks on top just to stop that from happening. And for anyone who doesn't know, I use quite a simple item filter here. So it's just a few blocks, a redstone torch, a comparator, there's 3 pieces of redstone dust, and then a repeater. If you don't know how to do this, just go check out a video that Impulse SV did on his YouTube channel about 6 years ago now. It's pretty simple and it still works today. And it's just very useful for farms that produce quite a lot of different items like this one. So there's 5 items that it produces that I want to keep. And then for all of the other items like the arrows and the different bits of armour and stuff, I've got a little dropper up here if you can just see it. So there's a dropper right there, then a simple dropper clock. So all of those items just get shot down there and they fall down into the lava. And like I said before I started building this farm, if you want to know how to build this, I didn't really do the best tutorial here, I just showed like the basics. If you want more detail on how to do it, just go check out the video that Playz did. I'll leave a link down in the description. Go check that out and he'll definitely show you how to do it in more detail. So the last thing that I want to do before I leave is to collect the wither skulls. So I stayed AFK for a couple of hours last night just while I was editing the first part of this video. So I've got 3 stacks of wither skulls there, and you can see that I've prepared the soul sand, a smite 5 sword, and then some glass and obsidian. So my plan here is to go and get a stack of beacons. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the end. And if you watched my video a few episodes ago, you'll know why I'm going to the end, but I'll meet you over there. Okay, so if you didn't see the video that I released a few weeks ago now, basically I just showed the easiest way to kill the wither on Bedrock Edition, and that is by using some obsidian underneath the end portal here, the bedrock. So if you want to go check that out, I'll leave a link down in the description. I'm not going to go through how to do it here. I'm just going to kill one of these on camera. I've already done 3, I was just kind of testing to see if it still works. So what I'm going to do is place 1 soul sand there, and 3 across here, and then the 3 heads. And the wither will spawn in, and at this point you want to make sure you're like a safe distance away, because if the wither explodes and you get withered, you can actually die on hard mode if you get withered by the original blast. So now it's safe to go in. I can just kill this guy, it'll probably take about 15 or 20 seconds with a smite 5 sword. I think it's a little bit faster if you do it on peaceful mode. But I'm playing on hard at the moment, and then a few withers spawn, it's not a big deal. So it only takes like 15 seconds there. Now he's going to explode and I should get the star, and this explosion won't do any damage to the surroundings. And there you go, the star's in the middle right there. So that's how easy it is to kill the wither on Bedrock Edition. This is definitely the easiest way to do it. So that's 4 stars now. There's another 60 to go, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this off camera. There's no point of showing every single one. I've just showed you how I do this. So I'm just going to keep doing this another 60 times, and I'll be back once I've done that. That actually took a little bit longer than I was expecting, but you can see I've got the full stack of nether stars now. So I can just go ahead and get all of this stuff out, and if I can go to a crafting table, I think I've got one over here. I can make a full stack of beacons. So I can head over to the storage room and I can check beacons off the checklist. So there's actually a few items that I can check off the checklist here. So of course the beacons first of all, and they go in the rare chest over here. So I'll take out the piece of paper called beacon. I can put the 64 beacons in there. Of course I still need another 63 nether stars, and then wither skulls as well. Wither skull here. So I'm going to have to go and AFK at the wither farm a little bit more. But I'll do that in another episode. The next 3 items all go in the mob drops. So there's 63 Eyes of Ender, so that's a full stack there. 63 blaze powder and 63 blaze rods. So that's a full stack of all 3 of those items. And the final one to check off is the brewing stand, and that goes in the workstations up here. So I've already got one in there. Put another 63 in, and that's a full stack of brewing stands checked off the checklist as well. So I've not managed to turn on any more lights today, but I'm pretty happy with the progress that I made. The wither skull farm's going to help a lot to get more beacons and stuff, but it's also going to produce a lot of coal and blaze rods, which of course are both useful for smelting items. I don't really have a good fuel source at the moment, so both of those are going to be pretty useful. There's one more thing that I want to quickly show before I end this episode, and this is this area over here. So recently I started a TikTok account, and on there I've just been building some pixel art for some people. So I've got a map here. This is a 128 by 128 area, and you can see I've got a load of different 8x8 builds. So you might recognise some of them. There's Dream's face in there, a Minion, a number 10 and number 7 for Messi and Ronaldo, Stamp his face, SpongeBob in the top left. So yeah, just kind of build people's comments. So a lot of people just request pixel art builds, but I also do some other builds like this here. So somebody wanted a llama torture chamber. So I've got a llama stuck in here and he's over the top of lava. And then over here I've got a little market stall that sells fish. I do like how this build turned out because it's kind of hard to build some stuff in such a small area here. It's 8x8, so you can't really fit too much details in, but I think this turned out okay. So this is going to be quite a big project. It's going to take me a while to finish this. I think there's going to be 256 different builds overall, because every build is going to be at 8x8. If you've got any good ideas, just follow my TikTok, it's going to be linked down in the description. And just comment on one of my videos over there what you want me to build. I just randomly select some now and again, and I come over here and I build them. But anyway, that's where I'm going to end today's episode. Make sure to go and check out JC Playz for the Wither Farm tutorial. It's pretty simple and it's quite effective as well. So go check that out, and I'll see you all next time.